What's up YouTube? Common Hypebeast here with another video for you guys today, and I'm talking to you guys about how to cop Supreme. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Common Hypebeast. I make clothing and apparel videos and I put them on YouTube, and today I'm really talking about how to cop this crazy brand named Supreme. Now, if you guys don't know about Supreme or don't know what streetwear fashion from Supreme is, I'm about to explain all that in this video, and I'm definitely going to tell you guys a little bit how to cop Supreme itself. One thing, this is not a free Magic Beans video where I show you guys how to get Supreme every time, you know, or everything else. Really, I'm telling you guys like my known ways how to get Supreme, how the easiest way to the hardest, and what you guys can make it way easier for you guys to actually cop it yourselves. But let me get into the video. I'll explain everything while we're in there, and pretty much let's just have a good time talking about this stuff. If you guys don't know what's playing right now in the background right here, it's actually the Complex News documentary called Sold Out and the Underground Economy of Supreme Resellers. Now, this video is actually very good. I advise you guys to go to watch this video. I totally advise you watching this video. It'll give you a lot more insight on reselling on Supreme and what people do to how resell the market and everything else. But right now, I'm gonna stay on the basis of Supreme and just regular retail prices. So, yet again, if you guys don't know what Supreme is a streetwear brand. It's based in New York, but they also have shops like in LA, London, also Paris, and I believe in Tokyo. Supreme started back in, I think, 1994, and it's kind of grown a lot since then and really became a powerhouse in the streetwear fashion. Now, it started off as a skateboard company, and then later on moved to more fashion and kind of still sells skateboards, but it's more fashion nowadays and more hype. Now, let's give you guys some insight on what Supreme, like why is it so hyped up? Why do people go for Supreme? Why do people kill for Supreme? Why do people line up outside? Everything. Let me explain all that real quick. Supreme, what it does is this. Now, let me give y'all my tips, and I'm gonna go in order of like how I think you should get how to get Supreme. So I'm going to start off with this. Let's say you need to know what Supreme does. The difference between Supreme and, let's say, Obey, which I'm wearing right now, would be this. Obey creates a spring and summer collection, and so does Supreme. Both of them make a spring and summer collection for 2016. Now, Obey will put their spring and summer collection out fully, and then give it to all retailers and allow you to buy it from retailers. So the spring and summer collection might be like this hoodie. Let's say I have an Obey hat and Obey socks, and they all come out and they go on the market. Supreme has a spring and summer collection, and they do not give it all at one time. They give it in little increments. So let's say you have like Obey hat, sweatshirt, and pants, alright? Let's say it like that. So you have an Obey hat, sweatshirt, and pants, and they put them all out on the market at the same time. Supreme does this. They have a Supreme hat, but they'll put it out one time. And it might be one time that you don't know what's going to happen, okay? So it happens one time, and you don't know when it happens. Then maybe next week they'll drop the sweatshirt, and you didn't know if it was going to be a sweatshirt or not, but they drop the sweatshirt. The next week they do the pants, and that's going to be the pants. Now, if you're then thinking, okay, so if you don't know when you're going to get them, how do people get Supreme if they don't know when it's coming out? Well, here's the thing. Supreme always drops on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Always Thursdays, 11 a.m. If you're not on the Supreme store, if you're not at the Supreme store, or if you're not online, you're not getting Supreme because it's at 11 o'clock on a Thursday, okay? So you have to be there on a Thursday, and you got to be there at 11 o'clock. More like 10:59 a.m. More like 4 a.m. because if you're in New York area, then you know how Supreme works. So those are the two main factors. So it's at 11 o'clock, you don't know what's coming out, and you also don't know the price. That's the biggest problem. So let's say now you're thinking, okay, so if I don't know the price, I don't know what's coming out, and I just know it's on a Thursday at 11. How do people get this like crazy cool stuff from Supreme with the box logos and all this stuff? Okay, this means you have to use your resources to look up different like Instagram sites, Twitters, Reddits, anything. I follow Supreme London UK. That's what I follow on Instagram. I just follow Supreme London UK, and they give me usually on Wednesday or Tuesday. They'll tell me what the drop is for Supreme for that week, which is always great. And they also give me the prices. Okay, but also I follow on Twitter Super Cop Bot, which is a bot program, which they also tell you early leaks to the Supreme stuff, and they also tell you the price, and they also tell you the color. color that's coming out. So that's really good for like if you're really going to get specific. You can follow Super Cop Bot, you can go follow that on Twitter, or you can follow Supreme Money UK on Instagram. So you know this information now on like what's coming out, how to figure out what's coming out, what's the pricing. Now you're saying, what do I need to do to cop this stuff? Now, there's two methods. You can go retail or resell. Yet again, like I said before, you're watching this resell video in the background. But let's say you want to go retail. But before we get into that, let me explain what's hanging out behind me and what I did with this. So I got two pieces of Supreme right here. So this is the big camp hat. Okay, this is the ET. This t-shirt I got with ET on it. I got that for resale in a sense because my friend Sam picked it up and then he did not really want it. He liked it, but he wasn't really his size. He likes a large, or he didn't like wearing a large, so he was like, keep him, his dead stock. And if you guys don't know what dead stock means, it's never been worn, tag still on it, you can resell it. He was like, he bought it for 55. He said, Isaiah, I can get it to you for 60. I said, cool. Purchased that off of him. Now, the hat I bought by myself through a app called Restocks, and that's a Supreme app, and it allows you to get like if there's something in restocks, or maybe it gives you first-hand access to it. But that's later on into the video. Now let me explain how to cap Supreme. So you have two options. You have retail or resell. Now retail, of course, means that you walk into the Supreme store, you're on the online store, and you cop it for the price that it is, that it says it is. Resell means that somebody, like one of these guys on this video, purchased the material for themselves, not for themselves, but actually they purchased the material, Supreme stuff, and they said, okay, I can make money off of this, let me flip it, and let me let somebody else get it for a higher dollar, because it's so limited, quote unquote. So, what happens is this. Now, between the two options, you can definitely cop and resell, but you don't want to pay the price. So that's why you try to get it for retail. But then you're like, well, what's the problem with getting it for retail? Why would you just not get it for retail? This is where the issue is. So Supreme has this giant hype around it, and this hype is built around basically just the name. So remember I told you guys how it only drops on Thursday at 11 o'clock. You don't know what's coming out, and you know it's really like limited, right? So you don't know what's coming out. You know it's a short quantity of them, and you don't know the price. You just know they're coming out on Thursday at 11. This creates this aura of hype that's like, oh my goodness, this is not gonna last. I can't get it again. So that's what makes everybody go crazy nuts bananas for this stuff, because even though it seems like it's just a brand, it's just a product, and it is, everybody else is making it worth more. Okay, so you got three choices. So I'm gonna list these choices from easiest way to get it to the most hard way to get it. Okay, so first choice would be you would go buy a bot. So if you don't know what a bot is a software or program designed for websites like Supreme or Foot Locker, Finish Line, stuff like that. What a bot can do would be this. Let's say this t-shirt's coming out and it's maybe 3 in stock. So the bot will do this. It will give you a list of what the size you want, what the t-shirt's name is. You can also put an early link in so it'll go right to the website. And also you can put your credit card information and your checkout information all on this thing, and it'll do it in like 0.5 seconds, and it's in your cart and you've already bought it, and nobody's even touched you. You did it so fast, nobody even knew. My issue with a bot is, one, in a sense, they're illegal. Supreme doesn't like people using the bots, and they've created loopholes and ways to the websites where you can't use the bot. And also, another issue with the bot is that they're expensive. Maybe they cost from either like $50 to like $300 for a good one. You get what I'm saying? So depending on what it is, it's gonna be either money or you might not be able to get it. So even though a bot is good, it's not guaranteed. This is why most people buy a bot actually. It's because the problem with Supreme is that you have to type all your information in. And the biggest thing that happens with people in Supreme is that they think they cop something and they get cart jacked. If you don't know what cart jacking is, it means that you had it in your cart, you had your information going, and the second you hit like checkout, it says it's unavailable, as in someone else already checked out before you. So the biggest thing about a bot is that it already has the information set and done for you, and it will be the biggest cart jacker to everybody else except you. I'm trying to get my credit card number in, and I'm trying to get my security code on the back of it and the expiration date, and then boom, check out, bam, and it says sold out. And you're thinking to yourself, what? How is it sold out? This cannot be sold out. I just had it in my car. 30 seconds on Supreme becomes 15 years in Supreme. real talk, it does not stay for 30 seconds. It is there for about maybe 15 and less. And if you're not good at what you do and how to really work Supreme, you will not copy anything. So that's why most people buy a bot. But yet again, expenses. Maybe you don't want to pay 90 bucks for a bot. Next thing would be is to go to New York and stand in line. Now going to New York and standing in line is okay, except the problem would be people. The amount of people that are online are probably 5 times as much as it is other people in New York, but at the same time, even though 5 times is much greater, there's a lot of people in New York waiting for Supreme. A lot of people. So these people are waiting for hours just for Supreme, and they might not even get it. And there's a lot of people, and they're waiting since like, I don't know, maybe 2 p.m. of Wednesday to get to Thursday. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of problem with you waiting that long, and maybe you might not even get it. So a lot of people, and also, if you don't live in New York, you wouldn't want to camp out for Supreme. So unless you're going to get a plane ticket, fly to New York, wait outside and beat somebody down just for a box logo crew neck, you're probably not going to wait in New York in the cold just for that. So that's an easier option. And of course, with that being an easier option, there's loopholes to it, which would be you just, let's say you're in New York and then you say, hey, there's a guy in front of me. You say, if I give you $100, could you get this one for me? And if I don't get it. And maybe he might do it, maybe he won't, maybe he's trying to get it himself. You don't know. But let's just say he does it and then, yay, boom, you got it. Or maybe somebody is like a reseller and they see you at the front line, they might give you like $1,000 just to grab a sweatshirt. It's crazy, but it's a way better option than the last option, which would be you just going online and trying to get Supreme by yourself, without a bot, without any help, just you doing it by yourself. Biggest problem with this though is yet again credit card information and billing information that you have to type in and all this stuff, so you could get carjacked. The other problem would be you might have a crappy server where it feels the Supreme, everybody on Supreme trying to get it, and it might be slow. Or 3, you have a crappy computer, like I did at one point, and you realize that your computer is so bad that it cannot process Supreme's Air Jordan collection, which was what happened to me. Didn't go right, just was sold out in front of my face. I was just hitting the refresh button, like, come on Lenovo, come on. But if you try that option's always okay, but it doesn't work. It usually won't work. Now I did forget something. This is something else that you need to know about Supreme. Supreme has certain stuff that will sell out faster than other things, if that's understandable. So, biggest things that you need to understand about Supreme and its colorways. If it's pink, if it's camo, if it's black, and if it's white. Usually those are the 4 colors that sell out most fast. That's not for any particular reason, but that's because maybe people just like pink's a cool color, and if it comes to pink, whoa, that's dope. And then black, you can never go wrong with black. White, never go wrong with white. Camo, it's out the world bananas, so people want to buy it. So those colorways usually sell out faster than other things. But if it's something hype in general, so if it's like an S logo or like a Supreme box logo, they usually sell out faster. Or if it's like something like a different concept, like let's say it has like a different design, or maybe it's a champion or like a champion collaboration. Supreme always does champion collaborations. They sell out really fast. They do North Face collaborations. They sell out really fast. Those are hyped up items. You need to use the hype to your own advantage, especially if it's something that it's way more hype than something else. I know that you might be upset that it's a hype item, you're gonna miss out on it, but it'd be better for you to cop something at least than you copying nothing at all. And the hype behind it will actually drive more people towards this item than that item, and that way it'd be easier for you to cop something you really might want versus something you just like because of the hype. Because we're hypebeasts here, so it's okay to even be hype around it. Yeah, I told you it was no magic beans. It's really just a matter of thinking smart and really working the system to your own advantage. Thank you guys again for watching. This is the Common Hype Beast. If you guys like this video and like discussion videos on like how to cop stuff like this in a very limited quantity, go ahead and let me know in the comments area. If you guys want to follow me on any social media, it's down in the description below. And also, please like, comment, and subscribe, and watch any of my other videos. But thanks for watching. My name is Common Hype Beast. Peace. If you might not have every release, but get what you want. Don't try to,
It's so good.
at school.
Untouchable, uncrushable. Running in a 6